Hello, I'm Janice and I hope you're all doing well. We are about to head to the shops to get something that I need in order to film this video, which judging by the title you might already know what it is. So without further ado, let's just get right to it. Okay, so I am back with my KFC and we ended up getting, as I said, the Go box, which has the 2 Wicked Wings and the 3-piece original recipe. So this is what I'm going to be putting into the rice cooker. I've always been more of a fan of their Wicked Wings than their original recipe. But the reason we're doing this video is because I've seen so many videos on YouTube of people putting the KFC chicken into the rice cooker and then this just turning into magic. Like, they look so happy when they're eating that rice. So I have to put this to the test. I'm gonna put my spin on it as well towards the end, but I'm most intrigued as to whether this actually tastes as good as everybody says. So without further ado, let's get to prepping. Okay, I'm just kidding. Before we start prepping, I do want to finish my Wicked Wings first, because otherwise it gets all soggy and it's not delicious anymore. These are so good. There was a period of time when I used to eat this like once a week. The outside is always so crunchy and delicious, and inside is always so juicy. So to start off, this is everything that we're going to be needing for the chicken rice. And of course the rice cooker as well. Alright, the recipe itself seems easy enough. So I've got a cup of rice here that I still need to wash, which is a very important part of cooking rice. I've got chicken stock that I'll be adding to the rice instead of adding water. And I've also got soy sauce, and I'll be adding a tablespoon of soy sauce to the rice, and of course the KFC chicken, and then we put it in the rice cooker and just let it do its thing. So first of all, we're gonna wash it. So what I've always been taught is to always wash the rice before cooking. What I've also been taught is to not wash the rice using the rice cooker bowl because I might scratch it, but I'm lazy, so the first round of washing, the water is really milky and you want to do it until the water is a lot clearer, and usually this takes me about 3 washes. Alright, I'm just done washing the rice. I've washed it 3 times. That's typically how many times I wash it. You can wash it however many times you want until the water runs clear. But now, instead of adding water to our rice, we add chicken broth. And the amount of chicken broth we actually add to the rice cooker, you just look at the markings on the rice cooker. So we use 1 cup of rice, so I'm gonna fill up the chicken broth up till that number 1. So just keep pouring till it reaches perfect. Some of the recipes that I saw did recommend putting a whole tablespoon of soy sauce into the rice. But the thing is, the chicken is already flavored and it is salty. And with soy sauce, you know, you can always add more afterwards. So 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. And just mix it around a little bit. I'm glad I used 1 teaspoon instead of 1 tablespoon because the color of the liquid would be so much darker. And now we put in our original recipe. So we have 2 pieces of chicken breast and 1 piece of drumstick. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 1 drumstick and 1 chicken breast in. I forgot to mention, but the great thing about this recipe is that you don't have to use fresh KFC chicken. So even if it's been sitting in the fridge overnight, once you cook it like this, it kind of brings it back to life. It's pretty amazing. This is enough for 2 people, and all we need to do now is just let it cook in the rice cooker. So one of my all-time comfort foods is Hainan chicken rice. I ate so much of this when I was in Singapore, and here in Sydney, I've also tried and tested so many different places in order to finally conclude that one of my favorite places to get Hainan chicken rice in Sydney is Jimmy's Recipe here in Town Hall. I really love this stuff. And because we're making chicken rice right now, I really want to try and emulate one of my favorite dishes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create the Hainan chicken rice dipping sauces. So we've got the ginger and scallion oil, we've also got the chili sauce, and of course the dark soy sauce. So what I'm going to do while the rice is cooking in the rice cooker and doing its thing, we are going to make these sauces. Alright, we are going to start with making the scallion and ginger oil, and this is what we're going to need. We will be needing a couple spring onions, a tablespoon of grated ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 3 tablespoons of peanut oil. Okay, firstly, thinly slice your spring onions like so and then transfer it into your mortar and pestle. There we go. Then we move on to the ginger. Find yourself a knob of ginger around this size and then scrape the skin off with your spoon. That looks good enough. Then take your grater out and start grating your ginger. Can you be bad at grating? Like, is that even possible? Because I was. This was actually surprisingly tiring, but the smell of ginger was pretty fragrant, so that was pretty motivating. This is how much ginger I ended up with. You can of course add more if you wish. Then we start to pound and mash it up a little bit. Start by adding a little bit of salt to it as well before you start mashing it up. But yeah, keep tasting it because once it's too salty, you can't bring it back. And as you are mashing this up, heat up 3 tablespoons of oil, and once the oil is heated, pour it into your scallion, ginger and salt mixture. Once you put the oil in, you can really smell how fragrant this combo was. I also tasted it and it was so good I'd be able to eat a bowl of rice with just this. Anyway, this looks about done, so scoop it out into a smaller sauce bowl, and now we move on to the chili and ginger sauce. I was going to grate up the chili, but I couldn't get a good handle on it. This is all I got. So I chopped up the chili, in it goes, and the garlic, in it goes as well, and grate up some more ginger. And then we mash it up. Add a teaspoon of sugar and a pinch of salt and just taste as you go. Then it's just about done. Add a teaspoon of the chicken broth that you use to cook your rice with so it all beautifully ties together. And that's pretty much it. You can scoop it out. And then we have the soy sauce. It really is just chicken broth, soy sauce, and a bit of sesame oil. Alright, our sauces are all done. Our chicken rice is just done in the rice cooker as well, so we're gonna take it out and see what it looks like. This smells delicious. And you wanna see how tender the chicken was? This is a blunt rice scooper, and it just so easily glided through this piece of chicken. It just fell apart. It all just fell off the bone. It looks very, very tender. Okay, I can't wait to try. Okay, first bite of the KFC Rice Cooker Chicken Rice Hack. This is really good. I'm surprised at how good it is. And the amazing thing is the chicken is so juicy, soft, and tender, which is like softer and more tender than if you were to just eat it on its own. That makes sense. Look, I would be happy with my rice as is, but we've made some condiments, so of course, let's go and try it right now. Scallion and ginger oil with the KFC chicken rice. I love it so much. If you're gonna try the KFC chicken hack, definitely make yourself some scallion and ginger oil, because it just elevates this dish. Okay, let's try the chili one. I tried some before, like I just taste tested it. It was really, really hot. So hopefully if I mix it with the rice, with the scallion oil, it hopefully balances it so it's not too chili. I guess there's a reason why these flavor combinations work. I can't take credit for it. I mean, I'm just imitating what I see. These 2 dipping sauces are just perfect when you pair it with chicken rice. And of course, last but definitely not least, the soy sauce with chicken broth and sesame oil. That means it's not bad. My favorite dipping sauce of the 3 is the ginger and scallion oil. Like, I could eat that with a bowl of white rice, no problem, because it's just so flavorful and it's so appetizing. Okay, before we finish off, let's just try a bite with absolutely everything. The chili, the scallion oil, the soy sauce, and chicken and rice. Just to round it off and finish everything off with the most delicious bite. This bite was amazing. I didn't say anything because I was speechless. Okay, the KFC chicken rice cooker hack, it works. The chicken, when you pair it with the broth and you cook it in the rice cooker, it comes out so much more juicy, so much more tender, and so much more soft. It's just falling off the bone. And when you pair it with these 3 dipping sauces, It's amazing. It's delicious. I would totally eat this again. And if you try it and you have any other ways of pairing your chicken rice, let me know. I'd be keen to test that out as well. And that is it for this video. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching till the end. I post new videos every week, so check them out if you have time. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Ừ, 好味喎，個飯係鹹咗啲。
係啊，
嗯，very good。
very good 啊。